The next piece we'll be building is the roller wheel here. You can see moves in contact with this ramp and spin this up, and you can see that it is a cylinder. So once again, you can see that I have the drawing up here in the top right corner, so I can reference that as I am going along. So let's look and see what we've got going on. We want to start, and we'll go New, Part, say OK. There's two different ways we could draw, we could make this piece, and I'm going to show you both ways. There's really neither of them is right or wrong. It just really kind of depends on what set of skills you're working on. So the first one, what we're going to do is we're going to use the front plane. I'm going to go here and say front plane. We're going to say New Sketch. And just like before, we have our origin here in the front, and we have our front plane is now normal to us. We're going to go up, and we're going to take our reference line tool here, and I'm going to draw two reference lines. Both of them are bisecting the origin and perpendicular to each other. This is make most of our steps a little bit easier. Now we're going to pick this corner rectangle tool right there. We're going to move off of the center line, and we're going to draw a rectangle. All right, and so that's our rectangle right there. Now we need to look at our drawing a little bit to get an idea of what we want for our overall measurements. So we can see that our diameter of the circle is 36. And we're going to take this rectangle, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it around this line. So if you think about this, this is basically a cross section of that cylinder. So we're going to take this cross section here, and we're going to rotate it around the line. This little gap in between will be the hole in the center of the cylinder, and then this will be the body of the cylinder. So we'll have to do a little bit of math to figure out some things here, but it's not too much, right? So we know that one of our numbers, if we go to our smart dimensions here, we know that this is going to be 30 millimeters tall. So we can say 30. All right, and we also know, if we look at that drawing, that the diameter of the hole in the middle, so from this point here to over here, is going to be 6. So half of that is going to be 3. So we can say from this line to this line is 3. And then all we have to do is we have to solve for the basically the wall of the cylinder. And so we see the diameter of that. So from here to all the way over here would be 36. So if we take half of 36, and that gives us 18, right? And then we have this 3 here, and we take that 3 off of the 18, that's going to give us 15. So we can go down here, let's escape, go up here, and we can say we want this to be 15. All right, now you can see that this is fully defined. All right, so we click the green checkbox, and now we can go to Features. And what we can do is we can say Revolved Boss Base. So if we go like this, we revolve our boss base, and then it's going to ask us, how are we going to rotate this? Because it's looking at some options here. We could rotate it around this line, which would cause a cylinder that way, or we can rotate around the original line that we wanted. So you want to make sure that this axis of revolution is highlighted, and then you'll click on whichever line is going to be your axis of revolution. And you can see there that it rotated around. And we want it to be solid, so we told it to go 360 degrees. Then we can just say OK. And there we go. And that's simple. We have the entirety of our drawing. And in this case, we can see that it's red in the drawing. So let's go up, then let's make it red. Okay. And so that's part 5. Like I said, pretty simple. Let me show you a completely different way to draw it, okay? So we're going to close this. I'm just not going to save it. So we go and we say New Part. And go here, say OK. And now instead of going on the front plane, let's go on the top plane instead. So we say top plane, we view. We've got our origin here. And so This way might actually even be simpler. And it just uses a different set of tools. So we're going to draw two circles. So we're going to go here. Here's our first circle. And then we're going to take our circle tool. And we're going to draw a second circle. Okay? Then we're going to go to our smart dimensions. We're going to tell this first circle that we want it to be a diameter of 6. And we'll tell our second circle that we want it to be a diameter of 36. All right? And then we say OK. And we can click into this outside part here. And let's go to our features. And so we want to click these two lines. Click Shift and click both lines. And we want to go to Extruded Boss Base. And so you can see now that it's extruding, if we look, it's extruding this whole solid piece up. So if we go in and we click that center part, it will then choose to not extrude that center piece, right? So we can see here. And then we know we want it to be 30 tall. So we say 30. We'll back up a little bit here so we can see this. And we say OK. And there we go. Now we have our part again. Once again, we could go and make it red. So those are two quick ways to make the same part using different tools. And so you saw there when we were making that, we used both a circle tool and a rectangle tool. We used an extruded boss base, which is the tool we used for the first part, to do it this way, or we used the revolved boss base, which is a new tool for you. All right, so that one is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and we'll stop there.